Now, let me just touch a little on the characteristics of these temperaments here. The sanguine, for instance, we do call them, I personally call them social prefects. Yes, because to me, they are very sociable. They find it very easy to relate with people. So they come into the class, they come into the hall, they come into the church with their mouth open, ready to talk, relate with people, make friends easily. So some people do mistake them for talkatives because they are people-oriented temperaments. But you can still relate with them without abusing them, because you can now make good use of this their communication ability to now fix them or to now work with them in an area where they can do well as people who are good in passing information, in communicating with people. So that's about the people we call the sanguine. Then the cholerics. Or maybe I will say a little about the sanguine again. This set of people show sympathy easily to people. They feel people's pains easily. One of their weakest problems is that they talk before they think. If you remember Peter, Apostle Peter in the Bible, if you remember when Christ was talking about who do you people say I am, do you remember that verse in the Bible in Matthew when some say you are John the Baptist, some say you are one of the prophets, some say Peter say you are Christ, you are the Messiah. And Christ said, turned and looked at him and said, flesh and blood did not reveal this to you. You know, it was like you people should put hands together for Peter. He got this answer very correctly. Not up to 2 minutes, when Christ discussed about how he's going to die and be buried and he will raise up, Peter said, anybody that touch you, I will kill the person. You know, Peter want to play down on the Christ's resurrection, which will bring salvation to you and I. When Christ noticed this, he said, get behind me, Satan. He was talking about what induced Peter to make that statement, because that statement is going to affect Christ's reason for coming to this world. They talk before they think. Another example of a temperament, that a sanguine temperament in the Bible that I want to also point out here is when Peter followed Christ to the to the Mount of Transfiguration in Matthew chapter 17. If you read before the last verse of that chapter 17, you see where after Christ told them that nobody should tell anybody about what we came here to do. But before then, as they reached the mount, Moses appeared. Elijah appeared. Because Peter's temperament is that of a sanguine, they don't think before they start talking. There are other 3 disciples with them there. Peter began to talk. He said, this place looks very nice. I think we're supposed to begin to build 3 houses. One for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. He didn't even think about his own. He just felt good that there's no point going down to meet the remaining disciples. They did not go there to build a house. But Peter's temperament is that of sanguine. They like to talk as it just occurs to their mind. They'll say, make I talk, I'm like that. You know my temperament, you know my character. I don't like to harbor things in my mind. I say it out. If somebody is talking like that, just know this one is a sanguine. Therefore, if you are going to have problem with this person, prepare to have a communication problem with him or her. If you have overcome communication problem with a person, you can relate with a sanguine any day, any time. Yes, they talk unprepared. They can say things without, whether you want to be provoked, they will say, just go ahead and be provoked. So, Peter gave an answer in a few seconds. He wants to spoil it because of the way he talks. He said, I will kill somebody. And he drew his knife to complete that his statement and cut off Malchus' ear when they came to arrest Christ. But look at this. Matthew. You remember when Peter was warming himself near the fire during the time they arrested Christ? In Matthew chapter 26. If you read verse 73. Verse 73, they say your mouth will put you into trouble. Now your speech, they betray you. Your mouth, your speech betrays you, Peter. That is what they told him, because he was still talking near the fire that made that lady to identify him and say, are you not one of the people that used to follow me? What are you doing here? Peter began to swear. He said, no, I know him not. It was there that he denied Christ 3 times, that as soon as he finished the denial, the cock crew. He now remembered. They talk before they think. That was the reason why he cried. My Oga told me that I would deny him, and I just did. He started crying. So, sanguine temperament do have communication problem as the weakness. But if you can work with them very well, they are very good when it comes to communication. They can do well if you can maximize that their communication ability, because that is their nature. That is their nature. That is the way they behave. If we can say that is their character. The same Peter, when the Spirit of God entered him, if you remember the book of Acts of the Apostle, from chapter 1, from chapter 2, when all of them went to the upper room and they started praying, and the Holy Spirit entered them in the form of a flame of fire, and each one of them began to speak in tongues. Peter now led the group, the 120 of them. You remember? And all of them began to speak in tongues, to the point that the villagers, those who were going around their normal business, saw them and began to say that they have taken alcohol. When Peter came and said, men and brethren, we have not consumed any alcohol, it's just after 9. You know, not here that by 7, 8, 9, people have got drunk. There, they don't drink any in the morning. So Peter is trying to point to them that, no, we have not taken any alcohol, it's still in the morning. So it's the Spirit of God that is at work in us. This Peter that was shy before was now bold, because the Spirit of God has entered him and he began to preach. The Bible recorded that he converted 3,000 people, 3,000 souls gave their life to Christ that day. 3,000. The same Peter, because the Spirit of God has entered him. So if you want to make a good leader, a leader that doesn't communicate well definitely will not lead well. But a leader, because leadership has 80% of what you are able to communicate with the people. These are what they are going to work with. And this is talk, which we used to call him a talkative that time, he's now talking sense. And his talk led to 3,000 giving their life to Christ. The next one, 5,000 gave their life to Christ. More than 5,000 before cities. Next, they say multitude. Don't hate a sanguine, because they have communication ability. They have communication ability that can change the life of multitude, cities, into that of people of Christ. In Nigeria, we've seen few of the people in that temperament who were able to be used as ministers for information and communication. People like Professor Jerry Ghana, he did that communication information minister for 2 times during the time of former President Obasanjo. What about Mr. Frank Nweke Jr.? As tekele as I am, he will stand before the press and address the whole world without looking at any paper. Yes, he speaks very well. What about Labaran Maku? Speaks very well. They don't need to read, browse before they can talk, because that is their nature. So don't, anytime you see sanguine, don't underrate them, because they are the type that talks. If they talk and their talk makes sense, they pull a lot of crowd. They pull crowd because they have the the tongue ability. They can do well in advertisement. They can do well in comedy. They can do well in television as television or radio presenters. They can do well. What about Oprah Winfrey? Yeah, she's a billionaire in dollars, all by her talking ability. What about Ellen? What about those that directed their sanguine temperament into acting? You know, what about those who now turning as evangelists? You know, Peter became an evangelist, and through evangelism, the message of Christ reached me and you. What about those who are motivational speakers? You can use them in that area. There are also sports commentators. I could remember growing up, one man called Ernest Okonkwo. He was a sports commentator in Enugu. He can form his own English language, and the people will go and be searching for it in the dictionary. You know, the day he died, the people were crying inside studio. Having said some more about sanguine, let's look at the one we call the cholerics.